Coach Sanderson, now that you've teams won twice in a row, could you assess the performance with this year's team and compare it a little bit for yourself to last year when you won your first one as the coach at Penn State?
Well, I don't know if you ever can. The first one's probably always going to be a little extra special, but I'm real happy for the guys. I think they wrestled great. They went out and did what they needed to do. Not everybody quite reached their goals, and as a coach, your heart kind of goes more with them because you kind of expect to win, and so the guys that do win, it's just. But I'm really happy for the guys. I think they wrestled. I mean, we had some incredible performances.
Cael, you have almost everybody's coming back, including one of the Alton boys, that type of thing. I know you probably don't want to hear the dynasty, but people are going to start suggesting that about it because how can Penn State possibly stop? How do you look at this?
Well, it's all a process. As a coaching staff, we just try to make progress. We try to make sure our kids are getting better. We try to make sure they have what they need to at least put everything in front of them so they have the choice to be successful. And that's what we're going to keep doing. We just try to make sure they're having fun, and obviously that's their choice also. But I mean, you can see that that's kind of the key for this team.
Cael, Frank, we talked to Frank a little earlier, and he said, I guess after he kind of banged his knee up, he was feeling a little sorry for himself, and you came in the room there and said some things to him. Would you maybe care to elaborate on, what you said to Frank and how you tried to pick him up there?
Well, that's just part of the process. I don't like to get after kids too much. If I do, it's usually calculated, I guess, and he just needed just to be reminded who he was and what his purpose was, and he didn't take a whole lot.
Up front.
David Taylor obviously came home as a champion, but he wrestled with a dominance. And I know you've said a lot of good things about him, but could you elaborate on his performance here and what it means to you as his coach to see David come out of here by reaching his goal with that kind of wrestling ability?
I couldn't be more happy for David. I'm not a history buff in any way, but I don't know if there's ever been a more dominant performance at the NCAA tournament than what we just saw right there. 4 pins and a tech fall in the finals. I was just sitting back like everybody else and just saying, wow.
People were impressed by your performances at the college level. Are you now impressed by these guys that you're watching on your team?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you've got to – when you have a guy that really wants to be successful and he'll do anything you ask him to do, and they take advantage of all the opportunities they have in front of them, they go out there and get after it. I mean, you can't really do anything more than just sit back and smile and just be grateful. I think that's I said that at the first of the week. What's the key to your team having a good tournament? And it's just you got to be grateful. You got to be grateful for the opportunity and grateful for every opportunity to step out on the mat. And I think the guys that are, they're successful. I mean, that's just part of being a coach. I can't expect these guys to be me in anything. I just try to help them, and as a coaching staff with Coach Cunningham and Coach Cody, we can't tell them, you just try to stay out of their way really, and make sure they're doing the big things. And if Ed Ruth wants to color his hair green, well, just say, well, you better back it up out on the mat, and be Ed Ruth and be the guy that can color his hair green because you're that good. And he certainly did that. We're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. We've had a lot of good fortune, and we have a lot to be grateful for. We have some very good wrestlers. We have a lot of great support. We're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. Try to make progress every day, and whatever happens after that, so be it.